with computer audio. Hi, Michaela.
Hello.
You're always on point. I think you might need to be the teacher. You're always organized and ready to go. Okay, so today is Tuesday. You are going to go to your announcement section, and you're going to see. I'm going to try to not stand in front of everything today. Okay, so you're going to see that you are going to work on your sketchbook assignment. Do I? Oh, is it? Oh, I thought yesterday was the 25th. Okay, never mind. Okay, let me change that real quick so I don't look stupid. Edit. Thank y'all. 25th. Thank you. I bet Monday it had the 25th also, but whatever. Thank you for helping me with that. I like to make things up. I'm just ready for payday. Okay, so today you are going to complete your sketchbook assignment, which is Degas. Yesterday you did Edward. Yesterday you did MC Escher with his hands. So you drew his hands or some aspect of that slide, and then you wrote the information. Today you're going to do Edward Degas, his ballerinas, and write his information. But remember, I grade all that Friday, so you probably want to do one a day. So, you know, I wouldn't put it off. Do what?
Is that the 5 different artists?
Yes, that's exactly what that is. So, like yesterday was MC Escher, then today is Degas. So what you want to do is just kind of get in a habit of doing, you know, one artist a day. And then on Friday, you upload your sketches, whether they're all on one page or however. You just want to make sure you upload those on Friday. Okay? And let me get out of the announcement. And I'm going to go to the sketchbook part again, just to so everybody kind of knows. So right here where it says sketchbook assignments, these are your daily sketches. So every day you just need to come here because that's where the slideshow is. So yesterday in your sketchbook, you should have drawn, you know, this. You don't necessarily have to draw him. Sometimes I have people, you know, that draw him, but at least to your best of your ability, draw that and then write this information. And then that's it for, you know, that one. Today, Edward Degas, the ballerinas, write his information. And then, you know, this vocabulary right here, which you should already know because we're working with line. And then that's it. And you're going to do this every day. I mean, the whole semester. We always do this. And then on Friday, you're going to come here as soon as I find the modules. And then Friday, right here where it says week 1 daily sketchbook assignments, you're going to just upload your images here. You know, if you have to take 5 different pictures, fine. If you have them all on one piece of paper, that's fine too. However you're getting this information down. So that's your sketchbook grade. Only grade those on Friday. Yesterday we did, we started contour line drawings of our hands. I've had some submissions. They're looking really good. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Remember that you're going to do 3 contour line drawings of your hand in some sort of composition on a page, and hopefully be able to outline it with some sort of marker. You know, you guys have Sharpies. So when we have something like this, and it's hard for me to explain virtually, even though there's like a due date there, like it would say due today, I'd rather you, like, if you want to spend some time on it and do some other things to it, it doesn't, you know, you're not going to get graded off. And you're never going to get graded off in this class if you haven't had something, except for sketchbooks. Like, I really want my sketchbook assignments Friday, due on Friday. But like, if you're working on your hands, some people draw, you know, everybody kind of works at a different pace. Thank you, because I could not get that word. Everybody works at a different pace. So, you know, as long as you're submitting your work, I don't want to say by the end of the semester, but I mean, by the end of the 6 weeks, you're always going to get a full grade for that. I don't ever, even in traditional, when we're all in the same class, even though it seems like I'm constantly, starting new things, know that you can always submit your work. I'm trying to go back in now and open some of the assignments had a close date on them and they close. I'm going back in and opening them. So please know you can submit anything, in this grading period. So having said that, some people, work really hard on their hands. Today is going to be a day to finish working, or work on your hands. But I also want to talk to you about something we're going to work on for the next couple of days. It's called Zentangles. It's kind of a break from what you've been working on right now. You guys have been drawing from observation. You've been drawing your hand, and it's stressful sometimes when you're putting that much attention and time into. I'm gonna turn the lights up so hopefully you can see. This is more of like a little freer, creative little assignment. Don't stress it. Don't stress it if you're not finished, with your hands. But I want to talk to you about Zentangles and tell you what I want you to do as soon as I can find it. Here it is. Okay, so like I just said, we've been doing serious contour drawings. Hold on, your PowerPoint's here, but I'm gonna get out and get into my big PowerPoint because I don't like how small it is there. So I'm gonna go here and get out of that. Thank you for bearing with me. I wish I hadn't talked about food because now I'm really hungry. Let me find the PowerPoint I want to show. Here it is. Okay. So Zentangles. Can you open big? I'm not even gonna mess with that. Okay, I'm just gonna go from here with this screen. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Okay, Zentangles. The art of line and pattern. So we're still dealing with line here, but this is very free. This is very flowy. This is not stressful. This is something you do in a pen or a marker. All right, I cannot stress that enough. You do not use a pencil for this. You use a pen, the ultrafine Sharpies, not a pencil, okay? Don't use a pencil, don't use a color pencil, use an ink pen is fine. What is a Zentangle? Whoops. Okay, now we already know line because we've been working with it. Hold on. I just want this to be, okay, never mind. We've been working with line. We know a line is a mark of any length. We know that we can use it to draw the outlines of things. Today we're going to use it to draw shapes and patterns. Still reviewing with line. This drawing is made up with lines. Can you see? Come on, y'all can see. Okay. This drawing right here is made up with lines. Obviously, is a contour drawing, just like yesterday, just like your hands. This one's a little bit more continuous line when you don't pick up your pencil. And that comes with time. Okay, so we all know what pattern is. Pattern is something that is repeated. It's in our clothing. It's on your furniture, at your house, everything, a lot of things have pattern. It's any design that is repeated over and over. Your phone wallpapers. I mean, we all know what a pattern is. I'm gonna talk a little bit. These are terminologies that we will use later on. You'll hear me say stuff. So if you don't know what contrast means, contrast is when something stands out. So this red apple obviously stands out in front of all of these green apples. Contrast is usually shows the opposite. I'm pretty sure you guys have, when you've taken a picture of something and you can go in your phone and you can edit it and you can increase the brightness or you can increase the darkness. It's always like the opposite of light, okay? So a contrast is always the opposite. This red apple is still an apple, but it is opposite than the green apples. So the point of contrast is it kind of shows emphasis. Your eye goes to it first, and you'll get this in a minute when I show you what we're doing. Okay, I'm sorry. I feel like a Muppet with this. Like, I feel like I'm some sort of, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it with the glasses. Okay. Okay, what is a Zentangle? A Zentangle is made up of a variety of lines to create patterns. It's a form of meditation. The key word here is Zen. I don't know if you've ever heard Zen, like, you know, yoga, Zen. They're typically done in black and white. You don't have to do them in black and white, but typically they're done in black and white. If you have seen all these adult coloring books that have all these kind of crazy lines, they look like a maze. Those are Zentangles. They used to be very popular, you know, that you could get anywhere and you color it. But the line itself, all of that is a Zentangle. There's no pressure. This is why I want you to do it in pen. There's no mistake. You're just starting some sort of line design and repeating it. I'm just showing you examples right now, okay? These are also not very big. I mean, typically we don't make great big ones. They're little. They're sort of like a doodle. So I'm just showing you some examples. You know, here's like a little checkerboard. They're also, you can be very organic with this. They don't all have to be geometric. Now, this is not your project right here. If we were in class, you know, if we were here, traditionally, we would be making some of these three-dimensional Zentangle things, but we're not doing that. You're gonna do a little bit of, a little something else. So you don't need to, you know, this is not your project right here. If you get out of it, your project today is this, and it kind of shows you how to do it. And I'm a, sorry. So in your sketchbook, you know, you can make just like a little square, maybe the size of your hand, little square, rectangle, it doesn't matter. You don't even have to, let me take that back. You don't even have to make a little square. You could just do this squiggly line, and I'll draw it on the board in a minute. You can do this like just very loose organic line, switching to geometric, with a pen. Okay, this is a very loose, free thing. Okay, then what you're gonna do is you are gonna come and start filling.
I'll be right back.
Do what? What'd you say? Michaela, what'd you say? Can you hear me, Michaela? Okay. So when you make this squiggly line right here, now you've got areas to come in and do little designs, okay? You can kind of see down here, they're just pattern, they're just lines. Let me scroll this up a little bit. It doesn't let me scroll it up. So you're just gonna, sorry, y'all. God bless, I'm sorry. Okay, so you're just going to make designs, patterns, repeat in that. Step number 5, you don't have to do. It says, step number 5 says use a pencil and add value to your Zentangle. I don't like that. I'm gonna show you some, in a minute I'm gonna turn some lights on. Y'all don't have to deal with this thing moving on. So I wanna show you one other thing about Zentangles. My advanced students are going to be doing this particular project, but I just wanted to show you some more examples. Maybe this is a little bit easier to see. Probably not. But what I want to point out, do you see these areas of darkness where it's kind of solid in with a Sharpie, like up here? You know, they have this little root design, but they've come back in and colored in some black areas. All these black solid areas are contrast. If you did not have some of these areas kind of colored in thick, this would be boring to look at. Does that make sense? Because they would all be the same thing. It'd be very boring. So what we like to do is do some of these coloring dark areas. Here's some more. It literally is a pattern or a doodle. There's no right or wrong. They look better the more contrast you add. Contrast would be coloring in this darkness area because it makes it all pop out. Okay, this is very easy. Like, see these right here? They're just anything you want to repeat over and over, and then just switch it. You can switch to something else. You already have all the tools for this because you know straight lines, zigzag lines, horizontal. You know all of this, how to do spirals. You know how to do these patterns. Okay, that's my advanced people's project. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this off. Let me make sure I've told you everything I'm gonna tell you. Here's some, like if we were in class, I would give you this sheet first and we would practice making Zentangles. Zentangles, this probably is a little easier for y'all to understand now. It's just a repetition of design. This is a great one. But what makes it powerful is every now and then coloring it in dark, like that big dark spot right here. You know, I'm gonna draw on the board. Okay, let me draw on the board. You okay? I think y'all are okay, yes. This is not to stress you out. I've even had, because I normally do this with the hand drawings, and so a lot of times I have students come back in and do their Zentangles inside their hand drawings. So literally today, or at some point when you get finished with your hands and things, you're gonna hopefully have not a big marker. Don't do this with a big Crayola, you know, a big marker. Hopefully you may at home have like a small, this is an ultra fine Sharpie. Do you see that? This is like a regular Sharpie. This is almost too big. So if you don't have like a ultra fine Sharpie, just use an ink pen, any type of ink pen. But all you're gonna do is very free, very loose. Today in your sketchbook, you're just gonna make some sort of, you know, doodle, okay? That's not the best. And then you're gonna start filling in areas with pattern, repetition. This is why we do it small, because, you know, it's a lot to fill in, it's a lot to do. I might now come in, and I just did a whole bunch of little circles. I might now come in and add contrast by darkening around them. Please add contrast. It's really easy to just do different designs, but you've got to come back in and add a little bit of contrast. Now I might come here and break it up with some zigzag lines.
Miss Sutton,
Yes.
if I don't have a Sharpie, can I use a pen?
Yes, a pen is perfect. Any type of pen. I normally have some laying here. I mean, it can be, you know, like a ballpoint pen, any type of pen, any color. Just don't use big fat markers.
Okay.
Unless you're doing it bigger. Now, if you were doing it on a bigger piece of paper, that would work. Thank you for just asking, because sometimes I forget things. So then, so I just did the zigzag line. Now I'm gonna come back in, I'm gonna repeat the zigzag line. All you're doing is doodling. See that line got a little crooked? That's okay. Because I might now come back in and color this in for some contrast. Any type of design. You can look up on Instagram, any type of social media, hashtag Zentangles. You can go to Google. Everywhere you can look it up and you can see all these different ways of creating pattern. Let me show you a couple of other things and then I'm gonna let everybody work as soon as I find what I did with them. I laid them here so I'll show you. Okay, yes. So like here, this is a perfect example. I cut it out of one of those little adult coloring books. I know you've seen these things, right? You see all these patterns in here. That's exactly what you're doing. And I do, a lot of times I do this project with the outline of an animal. Like this is the outline contour line of an elephant. and then you could come in and fill it in with line and pattern. It's just very simple, very graphic, no right or wrong. That's why I wanted to kind of switch gears and let you do something a little bit looser. Here's that example again. The darkness makes all of this pop out, all right? So make sure you're coloring in some solid areas. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, yep, so put that in your sketchbook, just take a picture of it. Don't rush it, you know, it might be something you pick up and come back, you know, later today with. Like I just said, I've had people do in their hands. Wasn't quite Zentangle. Okay, I don't ever know where anything is. Yeah, that's all I got. So just make sure you're taking pictures and upload, work on your hands and disentangle and have fun. I'm gonna stop recording. Email me if you have any questions. Bye.